Okay, so we're back. And this time you notice this a lot more Christmassy. Literally at the end of that video, part one of the 2019, when there was a very hard cut, which made no sense, we went and put the Christmas decorations up. Christmas decorations. Got my own Christmas tree, and there's some more downstairs, and we're Christmassy. So, let's get on with the video. 2019 London trip. We discussed a bit about the Holocaust part, the exposition, and future plans with the trip to Poland 2020. What we didn't talk about and what we didn't yet finish was the boarding. In fact, my board's not there at the moment. My board is still by the door, but I would have boarded and I would have skated around because that would be fun. My friend's getting a board, so that should be good. What that means is that we can do more stuff, fast paced, fast travelling through towns and stuff on the flat, on going down hills. I've got lovely shots to do of Teignmouth and stuff, and some great videos planned, but I kind of need someone else with a board that's going fast and stuff. So that's New Year plans, that's New Year's. What I learned from this was my camera died, my UI light, and I'm going to get a GoPro, so hopefully a good camera brand that just won't die on me. But what I learned was taking photos with a phone is fine, as long as you go slow. You'll be surprised how many floor photos I took. I can't remember if I mentioned that in the last one, but there was like 20 odd plus just random photos taken on the floor, which surprised me because I don't remember taking them. But then there's so many, like a couple of photos that will be coming up soon, of just blurry photos, because I'm thinking that I can take a bunch of photos in a short space of time, and that just doesn't work. So I learned that. And basically my key rule for it is just don't rush. Admittedly, like, there's not, if you've got something fast going, you've got the train coming in, you want to take the nice angle of it, you need to make sure you're ready to take it. But that kind of comes under don't rush as well. Don't rush to be ready for taking the photo. I can't tell you the rule of three and stuff. Like, I've got friends that explain stuff to me, and I'm like, okay, fair enough, kind of understand that. But to not take a blurry photo, take something that's just relatively alright. Just have natural lighting. If you're trying to take an alright photo, do it in the day. Don't do it in the middle of winter when it gets dark at like 4:30, which is what happened later. But and don't take like a load of photos like moving around with the camera. It just doesn't work. So anyway, back on topic. So we are at the War Museum, and let's just roll a video.
Like a Japanese fighter, kamikaze, so this is all the Japanese fights. Is the wreck.
Don't know what video we'll play, if there's any music behind it, or if there's speaking, but that's Future Me's problem. So we took some videos, and I've been trying to get into that, because taking photos is nice, but this is not a vlogging channel, but like, we're taking videos to show you the experience. And the experience that we got from this was very different to the Manchester one. For those that haven't watched that video, the Manchester Museum, War Museum that is, while I didn't get to spend a large amount of time, a very impactful and important place to be. I very much recommend going to it if you're going anywhere near Manchester, or if you are visiting Manchester, since it's not the same as any other place that you normally go to. Like, the Imperial War Museum is full of propaganda. Like, I'll put up some photos of the like literal propaganda that they're showing off, and it's a lot of, here's big tanks, big guns, here's what we did, and here's where we won. The Holocaust, yes, that showed the stories and stuff, but that wasn't about anything we've done. That's about, look at Germany, look at Hitler, he's bad. Don't ever look at us where we've done these things where we've done, and that's exactly what the Manchester Museum did show, and what this museum lacked to show. This obviously it's in London, it's the capital of the city. People come here, people look at it, and people go, "Okay, Britain, yeah, we won't come and mess with you because you've got all this. You've got this history of winning." And that's just because Victor's write the history book and we've written it. So we are okay. So there's lots of vehicles and stuff in the War Museum. I don't want to go over too much individual because that just kind of gets a bit draggy. I don't know how much you guys want me to do that more. Put it in the comments if you'd rather me explain more of this stuff. Like, I know a lot. Like, I put up a video of me explaining something.
It's a fake tree it's a sniper post basically, because there'd be so many just dead trees on the battlefield and just sit there. And they were destroyed pretty quickly when the German lines were advancing, but the Germans would eventually find out about them and then made their own, which kind of rendered them a bit useless, but it's pretty clever because they were like made quite well as well.
But I don't want to keep going over every single photo saying here's exactly what this is. Here's an engine. Here's like a car that was used for like during the French during whatever. Like, I could do that, or I could just show a bunch of cool photos, be a bit propagandy, but more talking about my opinions on the place and talk about, like, I would love, people should go for the memorabilia to look at this stuff, look at like the guns, look at all this stuff that was used. But for the history side, compared to the Holocaust exhibition, which was dense information, lots of reading, which I don't mind, and there's a lot of speaking as well, lots of videos to listen to. Compare that to the actual museum, it's pretty sparse. There's boards of information with like explaining bits, the different bits with numbers, but that's not. It's helpful. I'm not gonna, but like, it's not key. It's just key information. It's not in-depth explanation. It's not. This could be a complete replica, or it could be the actual thing used like on a battlefield somewhere, but it doesn't explain that well. But anyway, okay, off from the museum, let's go to the Winter Wonderland. So what we're looking at now is the first pretty much expressions we got. We walked to the Winter Wonderland to Hyde Park from the museum. Not too bad of a walk. We could have taken the tube. We don't really know why we didn't, but we weren't in charge of the trip. So we're looking at it, and we knew there was going to be some rides. What we didn't realise was it's basically all rides. Hyde Park, I've been a couple of times now, and it's an upmarket area. It's not exactly a fair. It's not a carnival, but this seemed to be London. It's used to have that, and it was pretty jam packed when we went there. Apparently, it's not as jam packed. Normally, we went on a Saturday night, so I expect it to be packed. It doesn't bother me at all being like big crowds and stuff. I'm used to it, and we've done it before, so it's not the end of the world. But so we go in, and we were kind of expecting a Christmas market. We wanted to go shopping a bit, get some presents and things. But we ended up queuing for quite a while. I mean, from the pictures you can see that it went from light to at the entrance was the next photo I took, which was pitch black pretty much. Meaning that it was getting dark and it's pretty busy. Like it was well lit. We didn't not see, but we queued in the child's entrance, because as much as I love my explorer leaders, I love what they do, and I know there is some younger ones there. Like, I think the youngest is like 14, but like they're all relatively sensible, so it's pretty much fine. But we're at the age where if we wanted to, we would plan a trip to London just for fun. So it's not really a big deal if like queuing in these things, and so that's another story really. But okay, so we're getting in there, and yeah, we're expecting a quaint little market kind of thing. It's not. It's a fair. It's a carnival. There's lots of rides, and it's a very money grab kind of place, which is a bit annoying because that's not what we went for. But it's not anyone's fault because no one really knew what we were expecting. So we did find the markety bit in there, but again, all the shops were like, it seems like deja vu. You're seeing the same shop like multiple times, which kind of ruined the experience of it a bit. But my point stands for not rushing with photos, because the photos you'll see been spinning around are me holding down the photo button, taking like a couple of hundred photos of me turning around, which does create a blurry effect, which isn't really what you want. And I did that like 3 or 4 times, meaning that a lot of these photos I'd be taking a really nice photo of a large crowd with some lights in the background just end up really blurry. Hopefully this effect works. It might not, of like kind of a carousel footage thing. And that's kind of it, really, with this trip. Like, it got really pretty late. We spent like an hour or so weaving in, walking from one side of the park to the other. We didn't go on any rides. We didn't actually buy anything, I think, really. At least I personally didn't. So, I mean, I would go there with friends. The rides look fun. If you wanted to spend like 20 odd quid just going and having a good time, like riding some rides with some friends, that'd be pretty fun. But if you want to go shopping, I think there must be somewhere better in London to do it than Hyde Park. There must be a nice little Christmas market somewhere. Because if Exeter has one, Bath has one, Bristol has one, they're around. They're in cities, they're in places. So I don't see why not. I need to get a nice photo of the Christmas lights hanging along. But then we kind of left that. We went through the entrance we should have came in, and then we went back to Paddington. Then basically we took a trip home, and this trip's worthwhile doing. If anyone wanted pretty much the itinerary, I put it in the comments and I'll type it out for you, because it's not from Teignmouth. It was 6 o'clock start, as I said. We got on the train. We took a train to St David's, changed, and got at 7 o'clock, something like that, maybe 7:30. So if you live in Exeter, if you live like, this is obviously a very Devon itinerary, really. But if you can get into Exeter, into London for what, like 10 o'clock ish, take the tube from Paddington or whatever train station you're in. You're in Zone 1. You can just get off, go to one museum for a bit. Like, we could have spent a bit less time, maybe hit up another museum. Like, the thing with the museums is they are pretty large. You can easily spend quite a lot of time there, which makes them difficult to do for one days. But we managed to do one, and then Hyde Park. And if you didn't really want to do Hyde Park because of the stuff I just said, where it's like basically a fair, then you don't need to do that, really. You can just do your own stuff. So, like I was saying, I missed the board last time. I would have gone to skate, because it was pretty much all flat and it would have been fun to do. And the board is like the last mile commute, basically. So we got off the train, the tubes, and just skated away. There's not much to this video. I recommend doing it. The last few photos you're seeing are just on the train, and then having something to eat, and then coming back and seeing the board. The only thing that made it pretty easy was we just watched a film downloaded some films for the train. It's only like an hour or two. Watch like a Christmas movie on it. That's fine. So, okay, keep exploring, keep skating, and have a good time.